Hello and welcome to another dsphotoblog.com video. In this review I'm showing you my experience using the Fujinon 16mm 1.4 on the Fuji X-T2 after using it for 8 months. So stick around for the next 8 minutes and 50 seconds to find out what this lens is all about. This Fujinon lens is built like a tank with a metal construction and it is fully weather sealed, dust resistant, and it works in temperatures down to -10 centigrade. The great build quality continues with the focus ring, which you can push down to activate manual focus. The focus ring is very smooth to turn and very precise. The aperture ring is probably a little bit too easy to rotate, but everything on this lens really feels high quality. The 16mm 1.4 is not the lightest Fujinon lens, but compared to other lenses, especially full frame, the weight of only 375 grams and the size is really okay, and the lens balances great on a Fuji X-T2. The filter size of this wide-angle lens is 67mm if you want to screw your filters on. I can recommend filters from B&W like this ND1000X filter, which have great build quality and the image results look great with it. Here you can see the Fuji X-T2 with the Fujinon 16mm 1.4 on a small Coleman travel tripod. Since this combo is so lightweight, you can use these small travel tripods with no problems and you don't have to carry a lot of heavy stuff. Now let's test the autofocus with this lens, but keep in mind this lens has 13 elements in 11 groups, so there is a lot of glass that moves in here. Since I have this lens for 8 months now, focusing was never an issue for me. It is really fast on the X-T2 and I have no complaints here. Same goes for the video AFC. Focusing works great with it, even in my ultimate suddenly appearing Hello Kitty test here at f1.4. And with f8, focusing is even faster. I could do this all day, but I don't want to bore you, so let's move on with the image quality this great lens produces. This lens has Fuji's HD EBC and Nano GI coatings, just like in my Fujinon 50-140 2.8, for reduced flaring and ghosting, which is great. And this definitely makes a difference. It is super sharp, and I mean really sharp, already beginning from f1.4 and up to f8. Corner sharpness is very good and almost no vignetting visible. This 16mm 1.4 is probably not quite cheap, but in this case you get what you pay is absolutely true. It is one of the, or maybe the best prime lenses Fuji has to offer. Or like the angry photographer would say, it's the tits. So everything is perfect on this lens? Well, not quite. If you shoot RAW at f1.4, keep in mind you will get some purple fringing like you can see here in these branches. But of course you can get rid of it in Lightroom, for example. The detail, sharpness, color and rendering this lens produces with the X-T2 is just outstanding. Since it is a very fast 1.4 lens, you can also get a very nice bokeh and you can also get very close to your subject, almost like with a macro. This lens is so versatile, you can shoot landscapes, nature, street, sport, portraits and a lot more with it. 16mm or the egg width of 24mm in full frame is a great focal length if you don't want to carry a heavy 24-70 lens with you. If you are just starting with the Fuji X system or you want to upgrade, I can definitely recommend the Fujinon 16mm 1.4. Now, after 8 months I shot so much with this lens in all sorts of conditions, sun, rain and snow. I shot in the summer, spring, autumn and winter, and I only had one connection issue in 8 months during a shoot in ice cold temperatures with it, which only happened once. A part in the lens was replaced by the Fuji service and since then I never had that issue again. Since the image quality of this lens is so outstanding, I can really only give it an almost perfect 9 out of 10 and my full recommendation. If you want to buy this gear, links are down in the description and on my website dsphotoblog.com. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, more good stuff is coming up soon. Thanks for watching this video, see you in the next one.